Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of New York Football Giants Talk. Kenny K here, as always. Uh, Valentine's weekend over, but there's love in the air for us New York Giant fans, and I'm ready. I'm ready for the off season. We got some exciting news to share tonight. We got a special guest coming on in about 5 minutes with us, uh, but not a special guest. My brother from another, always my partner in crime on New York Football Giants Talk, Mr. Paul Rosen. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing well, Kenny. Good evening to you. Good evening, everybody. And let me first say this. Those of you who have tuned in already, you may have seen our new logo. And I have to give Mr. Kirkpatrick all the props. He did an amazing job. I mean, I look like 20 years younger on that logo. So that is what you will see when you start the show. Thank you again, Kenny. It's an amazing job. You did an incredible uh, uh, facsimile of us, and I love it. And hopefully, you guys will love it too.
Thank you, Paul. And I do like it as well. And I fussed around with it a little bit. I have to give a plug. Chat GPT. You type in what you're looking for, and they come up with the logos and the graphics, and you tweak it around a little bit and fussing around for a couple different tries. This was the one that we both liked the most, and I love it as well. I want to say hello to our Josh Bitt, CA, saying evening, gentlemen, with a salute. What's up,
Hey,
Josh? Good to see you. Hang around. We got some nice off-season talk coming up with some rumors and some maybe some free agents that Paul and our special guest, who I'm about to introduce in 1 second here. But hang around. We got a fun show lined up for everybody, and appreciate you coming in saying hello. Uh, but yeah, Valentine's Day passed, Paul. We got a nice agenda lined up for everybody. We got the rumor mill is hitting New York big time. You're gonna talk about it. Maybe some of these rumors come true. I got a segment called Cupid's Arrow, Broken Arrow. It's a fun twist on words. You guys are gonna tell me, do you like it or not like it? A free agent that, or could be a draft pick I may give you guys. But one more hello, and I'm gonna bring our guest in. Uh, Everybody's friend, Michael Ronquillo. Good evening, Kenny and Paul,
Michael.
with the blue and white hearts. So I'll give you the little heart as well, my friend. Good to see you, Michael. Hope all is going well. And I'm going to bring in our guest, Paul. I'm going to introduce him. He is a long friend of mine and Kurt Valenti. And he's the reason why we're doing this today. One of the reasons. Let me introduce everybody to Bobby Blackjack Guarente. We call him Blackjack.
I want to
Founder,
see my dirty hotel room here.
founder, owner, and CEO of Surge Sports, formerly I-95 Sports Network. For those of you who've been around with Bobby since day one, over on K&K Sports Show, Briggsy on Sports was the show that got it started. Rest in peace, Briggsy. We love you, but Bobby was the right hand man and the man behind the scenes with Briggsy that got the whole thing started. So Bobby's now with Surge Sports. We got some exciting news to share, but let me just say hello to Bobby, and Paul say hello to Bobby first, and
Hey,
we'll,
Bobby.
we'll, we'll talk, we'll
What's up,
talk
Paul?
about
What's up,
what's going
Kenny?
on.
Paul,
Good,
by the
great.
way, in that logo, you look like you're about to join Fox News for like one of those reporter
Listen,
roundtables at night.
I wouldn't argue with that too much, in all honesty.
It kind of looks like he's about to deadlift about 350 in the weight room.
Oh yeah, close, close. But one more comment on my feed. Sharon Soloro saying, "Hey, Paul and Kenny, had a special
Thanks,
look at the
Sharon.
new logo a few days ago and loved it. Thank you for that,
Thank
and
you, Sharon.
definitely would
We
like
love
the
it too.
feedback for sure on the logo. Uh, but I want to introduce Bobby again, Bobby Blackjack, Surge Sports TV and Entertainment. You can find that on YouTube and also Roku TV and the Amazon Fire. And exciting news, we're going to be sharing our shows with Bobby on his YouTube channel. and Amazon and the Amazon Fire TV on your smart TVs or your devices. Look up Surge Sports TV Entertainment, and we'll be there. And anything else that Bobby's got going on, and that's what I want to ask. What's what I want to talk to you about first, Bobby, before we get into the Giants stuff. Uh, Surge Sports. It took over from I-95. Explain to our audience what Surge Sports and TV Entertainment basically is, and what kind of events and stuff we could find on the channel.
And then there you are on my control panel for the Roku and Amazon Fire TV. So we're running smooth tonight. Yeah, basically, for a long time we were I-95 Sports Network. And, like I said, you guys were on that back in the day. We used to go live from the firehouse in Garfield quite often. Of course, with our good friend Briggsy, again, rest in peace. He's up there dancing somewhere to freestyle. I don't know.
Yep.
On a Tuesday night show somewhere. So basically, one of my broadcast partners, Neil Malvone, who I work with a lot, he's a professor at Caldwell University for sports management. He does the Dream Bowl. The reason why I was out in Dallas last month doing some camera work. And he had basically told me, you really can't trademark or really expand I-95. I mean, it's a highway sign, but it's not something you can really trademark. And it kind of limits you as far as your your viability as like a East Coast regional thing. So I took his advice to heart, and I sat there, and as a true creative person I am, overthinking everything. I finally after a million of different ideas and talking with my guy Joey Jarzinka, who was my number 2 guy, we finally came up with I came up with a Surge, and then he thought it was appropriate and had a real good sound to it, and then. Back then I had to actually pay somebody to do a logo because we didn't have the AI like we have now. But yeah, this AI stuff's incredible. I use it all the time for logos for us and whatnot. So here we are at Surge Sports. I kind of wanted to get out of the audio realm like we started. Like back in the day, I-95 was both audio and visual. We had the radio stations, the internet radio shows. Then we had the video stuff. It was running 2 things at once. I just felt, it was a little much for, which is basically a one-person operation, especially at that time. So, again, I'm a thinker. I'm a night owl. I'm on the computer all night, and came up with the idea for Surge Sports and really to make it a video-only live streaming /video on demand platform. And again, get back to ChatGPT. I'm on there every night looking for ways to expand Surge Sports and different things. And then we have e-gaming coming up and some other stuff. And I'm using ChatGPT to actually figure out how to do stuff. It's amazing what you can do with these AI programs. So here we are. I'm super excited about finally bringing you guys back home, joining us at Surge as syndicating your shows and whatnot, maybe developing some new ones, and of course the most important thing, not only growing together but having that cross symmetry between your bunch of shows and the shows that are already there, on my end. So long story short, now Surge Sports is basically live streaming of. We do a lot of we're the official home for St. Mary Athletics, St. Mary Rutherford Athletics. I'll be there. Going back home tomorrow because they're in the NGIC championship game against Lyndhurst tomorrow. So I gotta go home. I'm at the resort this week DJing. Go back tomorrow, live stream that. Come back on Thursday. So we have a lot of live streaming of sporting events. I'm looking to add more. I think it's cool. I get a lot of accolades from the St. Mary faithful, from the parents, from the administration, from the fans. That especially it's a real good feeling when like someone's dad says, "Oh, so and so's grandfather can now watch his games." They live in the Buffalo area, and they can watch their grandson play or their granddaughter play, and it's a good feeling. And numbers are modest. Some of the bigger events, we got bigger numbers. Some of the smaller events, we do it for the community, do it for the program. But the whole thing is basically this is the point now. I think I reached the level now where we're ready to really start scaling and jumping off. And with you guys joining us, I'm super excited. When I look back on my life, I had three. My four big sports loves were Notre Dame first, after my book report of Newt Rockne. Then I could kind of it was. This is we're talking about the mid to late 70s. Like 77 to 80. I was watching a lot of Steelers, and then around 80, and Yankees back then. So they're one of the first three. And then my dad was always a huge Giants fan, and I remember in the 70s they weren't that good, right, Paul? Back in the day, they weren't that great or anything. They had those really lean years, and all of a sudden we hire George Young, right, as a GM, and things just turned. And it was a great time to really remember, 8, 9, 10 years old, 11 years old, because then first it was George Young, then it was Parcells, then it was Lawrence Taylor, and Carl Beck. Then it exploded. So, and then, I was a Giant fan, Steelers fan. And then, there were about 2-3 years where I covered the Giants in the locker room. I was able to get in there under my Talking Football Live, which was my first show we ever put together and produced, me and my cousin Anthony. And we started getting credentials for Giants and Rutgers football. So I kind of at that point said, you know what? I like both teams. Let me step back, really become more of a Steeler fan, only so I can be more subjective, since I'm now covering the Giants, right? I don't want to be a super fan. I want to be more of a, hey, this is how it is. This is what we do, whatnot, So it ended up all working out, and here we are. And here I am with you guys, ready to talk some Giants football.
Nice.
And the last big thing,
Bobby.
I'm sorry, Kenny. Last big thing is we're about to launch a subscription-only platform called Surge Plus, which is going to help programs like St. Mary, instead of funneling out money to, have live streaming through, say through us. I want to build a program where small programs like St. Mary's or AEU programs, pro-am teams and leagues, instead of them paying for the live streaming, we're gonna have a platform where the fans and whoever gets involved pay a monthly subscription, and kind of like you do now for Peacock, right? Like you do now for, like, if you're a Seton Hall fan, we cover Seton Hall big time on Surge Sports. I'm a grad. I covered the men's and women's team. If you want to watch a lot of these Seton Hall games this year, you got to get Peacock. That's where they're on. So think of Surge Plus as a Netflix meets Peacock meets ESPN, but we're a small fish in a big pond that's going to keep chomping away and growing and giving back to the community, giving back to these programs, so we all make money and we all grow together. I think there's a real underserved level of sports that, are we going to be yes or ESPN? No, but are we going to be profitable and grow and be substantial? Yes, because a lot of, again, this is the age of instant gratification, right? You want to watch your game now. I want to develop my next little things, especially for next football season. Is maybe we all go on live, right? The three of us, for example, and right here's the TV, right? So we're chatting, we're talking Giants football while the game's going on. So instead of waiting for the call Mike Francesa the next day on the fan, bam, instant gratification. Let's talk football right away, like we're in a sports bar.
Right.
That's great, Bobby. Looking forward to doing all this with you, Surge Sports.
And of course, like you said, we mentioned to you, live events, live talk shows.
Yep.
Get the audience involved, get the people fired up.
And I want to hit the comments, because speaking of live stuff, my cousins, Brendan, Brian Kirkpatrick, Bedford Falls, Charleston, South Carolina. The original Bedford Falls is in New York City. They're chiming in saying hello down there in Charleston, South Carolina. Hopefully we can do an on location in the future up at the restaurant in New York City. Our good friend Ernie Mays saying, he's a Bronco fan. He wanted to know who the guy was talking. So I said, once again, this is Bobby Blackjack Guarente from Surge Sports TV, Sports Entertainment and TV. You can catch the channel on Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, and the YouTube channel is Surge TV and Entertainment, Bobby.
YouTube, Search Sports,
Surge
Search
Sports.
Sports Entertainment. Like right now, if you find us on Roku, on Amazon Fire TV, and YouTube, you're gonna see us. We'll be right there live on the screen.
Yeah, and,
It's
and
cool.
we're
Not
gonna
everybody wants to watch on a phone, right? Not everybody wants to watch on a tablet.
right.
You can watch us on a big screen, and
You can see us on TV. We're there live right now. You can go check us out. We're there on the channel right now. So go check us out. And Kurt's saying hello, and of course he's saying go Gales, St. Mary's Gales, and don't forget Briggsy on Sports, which we mentioned right at the beginning. Kurt, I know you were at the board meeting, so that was the first thing we mentioned. But Paul, I know you're excited. I'm excited to be part of this, and everybody over at the K&K, which all our shows are going to be starting to broadcast on Bobby's network, Surge Sports and Entertainment TV. So we are very excited to be the first one on here and to get the thing going. So
actually, you're the second. You're the second. Scoop was on Thursday night.
Oh, Scoop beat us.
Right after your show last week, me and Kurt got together and we got everything straightened out as far as the
okay. Well, we were on last Monday, but we weren't on the YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
So we were the first, Paul. You're
the first. Yeah. I'll give you that.
Our good friend Keith Brugman saying,
I have to tell.
Go ahead, Paul.
I was going to tell Bobby. At least now I finally have a compadre regarding the Fighting Irish, Kenny.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I tell you, it's funny you mentioned that, Paul. It's like you're a Yankee fan too, right? You're a Mets fan.
No, I'm a Mets fan.
No, I was going to say, I'm a Giant fan and I'm a Notre Dame fan. Between Giants, Notre Dame, and Dallas Cowboys, those are the three sports franchises that you love them or you hate them.
Yeah.
And, Paul, I'm already thinking about. It's too early yet as far as airfare or stuff, but I might be in Vegas in April, and I might put a little deposit down on a hotel room. So I think Notre Dame is going to Vegas for a national championship, but we're going to win it too.
From your mouth to God's ears, Bobby.
I got a couple more friends saying hello. We got Jay Cook wanting to know if you're from Garfield. Close, Jay. Elmwood Park. Bobby's an EP guy.
And Kenny, real quick, I'm walking out of the Bergen Jamboree on Sunday, where St. Mary won in the semifinals. They're playing Friday night for the championship against Bergen Catholic. I don't know. We're number 2. They're really good. Number 2 in North Jersey, number 14 in the state. But I'm wearing my Coach Boz hoodie. Coach Boz is the head coach of Seton Hall women's basketball. We do a show once a week. Some guy sees my hoodie, starts talking to me. And about the shirt, about what I do, podcasting, broadcasting. So we started talking, and within 5 minutes, I realized I'm talking to my guy Pete Ristevsky from Garfield. He's my age. We used to hang out back in the day in Seaside. Wow. I don't know if you know Chuck DePrima, but that.
Oh, yeah, yep.
So those are the '88 guys. It was funny because we were reminiscing a little bit. And we used to battle at Garfield all the time in sports, right? 4 years. Once Memorial Day hit of senior year, right? All the sports are done except for baseball. That's when we went from enemies to like really good friends.
Yeah, exactly.
In a matter of like a week.
Exactly.
All day weekend down the shore. That's it. We're all friends now. We're all hanging out.
That's how it worked. Bedford Falls says you can work the door any day for them at their restaurant, Bobby. So and then
tell them I'm also a DJ, 42 years.
Also a DJ, exactly. So we'll get in touch with Bedford Falls, and then Keith Brugman, our good friend over in Rocky Mountain Sports Network, Surge plus the Giants show, Ride the Wave. Catch Keith. Keith's shows.
True story, Keith. Real quick, I still own. It's not on the air. I used to own Mile High Radio. I ended up buying that from somebody, about 8, 9, 10 years ago. And that Mile High Radio back then was like the second largest internet radio station to like Spotify or something back. It's going back a long time.
Yeah.
I still have the asset yet, but I'm not sure what I'm doing with it yet. But we used to be Mile High Radio. back
I
in the day.
can highly recommend Keith
Nice.
Brugman's show, Denver Bronco Roundup, which I'm part of the Rocky Mountain Sports Network too. I do a show called The Juice, which will be on later this evening. It's a football show, but Denver Bronco Roundup, they got a lot of good people on
Hey, if
there.
you guys want to join Surge, man, we'll love to have you on.
I'll talk to Keith and we'll introduce you for sure, and maybe we can get it going for sure. We'll talk, but I'm ready to get the agenda going. If Paul's
Let's
ready,
go.
and I know Bobby's ready, so I'm going to pass it to Paul. He's running the
All right.
show. He's running the agenda part. So Paul, take it away, my friend.
All right. Thanks, Kenny. Thanks, Bobby. Great being teammates with you guys. Anyway, so let's start the show. It's the off season. The Super Bowl is coming on, and now the real season begins, quote unquote. And as we've seen already, between the mock drafts and players getting released already by the NFL teams and rumors and all of this. So I want to hit you guys with two players that, with the change in leadership with the Giants, of course, with John Harbaugh coming in, I want to start off. He was just released. Obviously, the Giants are looking for that second receiver to team with Malik Neighbors. I'm going to start with Bobby. Bobby, would you take a chance and bring in a guy? He's 31. He's had his best seasons behind him, but with the way the Giants need to help Jackson Dart, would you bring in Tyreek Hill to be that second receiver? Because he clearly won't be the first receiver on this team, but to complement Malik.
I'm gonna give you a two-pronged answer. Ability wise, skill wise, I would say yes, but he could be a malcontent in the locker room. He's got some bad juju about him with his past before college. And we have a very young, impressionable roster right now. I would say ability wise, skill wise, yes. But I'm gonna say no. But I can see him going to like a win now team like the Steelers or even back to KC. That's who could use someone like his ability. I'd rather build right now. I'm sure we have more free agents and we'll talk about, but I'm going to say no.
Yeah, I agree with you. Malcontent is a good word.
I don't want to go worse than that. I can
me.
say a few expletives, but we're a family show here, so.
Yeah. Kenny, what say you?
Yeah, let me just two audience members, Jody Moncrief over at another member we call us the
Hey,
Social
Jody.
Horseman. He says, "Heck no, we'll do it in the family show answer." And Michael Ronquillo saying no as well. I agree 100% with what Bobby said. I just want to add one more reason, and it's because we already have Malik Neighbors coming back from an ACL. Do you want to bring another guy with an ACL injury, a bad injury, and have two of your top two receivers coming back from serious injuries? I can't do that. On the flip side, like Bobby said, Steelers, maybe Keats Broncos could be in play. The Dolphins are going to have to eat a lot of that money up. So whoever does get him, it's not going to cost much because the Dolphins are going to have to eat a lot of that money. But for the Giants, I gotta say no. I gotta say no because of the injury to Neighbors and having two guys injured.
I agree with you guys. Talent-wise, if he was the Tyreek Hill of 5 years ago, maybe, but at this point, between injury and baggage, both on and off the field, it's a solid no. All right,
real quick. Paul Sharon saying no on Hill. Keith has a question. I'm gonna cue it because I know Keith's gonna hang around for a couple minutes most likely. So when we're done with your second guy, we'll go to Keith's question.
All right, my rumor mill number 2 is very interesting. Listen, He's a free agent, and using sort of Bobby's feeling of bringing in someone from a talent standpoint, would you give a squeeze to this guy? And I know it's going to come with a lot of excess baggage, but with his seniority, leadership, and been there, done that, especially with the young quarterback, I'll start with Kenny first. Would you consider, maybe even for a 1 year deal, bringing in a guy like Travis Kelsey? Of course, we all know this the sideshow that he'll bring in. He'll probably get married this offseason, but is it worth the squeeze of the lemon to bring in a guy to have him as a possible good third down receiver for Jackson Dart?
You're going to be surprised at my answer, and probably a lot of our audiences as well, because you know how I feel when I see Taylor Swift 25 times on screen a game. Yes, I'm bringing him in. Yes. And I'll tell you why I think it's a rumor that could come true. Matt Nagy, offensive coordinator. He sticks with his offensive coordinator. Mahomes may be injured at the beginning of the year and may miss some time. Is he going to want to go back with the backup quarterback over there? He's going to give you 70-ish, around 70, 75 receptions still and get you, move the chains type of guy. And his wife, they're gonna be married, and they're gonna be in their first year of marriage, and she's got an apartment in New York City. Is he gonna want to go play for somebody like the Rams, who's being rumored, and be on the opposite side of the country all year? She's not touring next year. I heard that as well. So she's gonna be going to home games. I would bring him in, Matt Nagy. That would be reason one, and reason two, if I can get 50 receptions from my tight end, because Theo Johnson showed guys that he can't stay healthy a whole year anyway. I can bring somebody in like Travis Kelsey, a veteran presence, maybe mentor the young guy, not only Theo Johnson, but Thomas Fidone. I'm doing it.
Yeah. I mean, they've tried to do it with Kyle Randolph, Darren Waller. Horrible situations, those last two. But with a young quarterback, a proven veteran, a Super Bowl winner, multi-Super Bowl winner, I think his attitude would be infectious. Like you say, he would be a perfect reflection on the young tight ends in the room. Bobby, what do you think?
Real quick. Got a no from Bedford Falls on Kelsey. No Christmas card this year. Shake it off.
I have again, as always, because that's how I am. I have a elongated answer for that. But I'm going to say no. But I have another replacement. I'm not sure if Paul B's on your list or not. I could see them, and I would love to see David Njoku join us. He's a local kid from playing at Cedar Grove over here.
Okay.
Got a couple of good years left. Maybe not necessarily as a starter, but in the rotation. He can show Bellinger and Theo Johnson a few things. And can you imagine a guy coming back home to Jersey, be a little extra motivated to play even better in front of his home fans and crowd? As far as Kelsey, how about this? I can see him going to the Eagles where his brother played. It's hard for me to fathom. It's hard for me to fathom Kelsey in another uniform. His brother played for the Eagles his whole career. I can't. Did he get released? Has that been confirmed, or
it's not confirmed? No, it's just a rumor going around now.
Yeah.
See, what I've been reading too is like they want to bring the whole band back together. Meaning, Kelsey comes back, Mahomes gets healthy, and Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
And unfortunately for Paul and I see a couple mock drafts have our guy Jeremiah Love going there too. But
yeah.
But no,
exactly.
I would say no to Kelsey. I think Njoku would be a better fit, both at his stage of his career. and him, the whole story of the Jersey guy coming home might be a little extra motivation. And he's not a bad player.
No.
He's just not a
No.
full-time player. And I think we have a couple
Right.
good tight ends that can fill in that rotation.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. All right.
A
Well,
couple-
those are my two players on the rumor mill. I'll punt it back to Kenny, and I know you have a interesting, fun
Well,
Valentine's.
before that, we got two questions from Keith, and he always comes up with some good questions. So I definitely want to hit the questions from Keith. So, Paul, I'll go to you first on Keith's first question. First question from me. Let me put it up. Do you put 100% trust in Scatterboo, or do you target another running back? Meaning maybe like free agency, which we're going to have in a couple minutes, or your guys at Notre Dame or somebody else.
Listen, if the Giants on the 5th pick wind up taking Jeremiah Love, Keith, you're going to hear me in Montana. That's how loud I'm going to scream. I would definitely bring in another running back. The guy's coming off a very serious injury. And Keith, I love Tyrone Tracy. I think the kid, he's had 2 straight years of over 1,000 yards from scrimmage. I think if Scatterboo comes back, the two of them could have a really, really good tandem in the Giants' backfield. But that being said, I definitely bring in a third running back.
Yeah, I
Hey,
like
Paul, how
that.
about this? All right, maybe it's a huge stretch to think of us getting Jeremiah Love. But what about the other guy? I forget his name off the top of my head.
Oh,
Jadarian Price.
Darian Price is also a returner, right?
Yeah.
Maybe get him in the second round, because I've been reading on. I'm a big CBS Sports guy because I think they're fair and you don't got paid for
Mhm.
anything. So I think he also has the first round grade.
Okay.
Darian Price. So maybe get him in the second round, third round.
Yeah.
Bobby, you want to add anything to the Scatterboo? Do you trust him?
You know what's interesting about Scatterboo is that we're bringing in Harbaugh, right? Who was this bowling ball the past 2 years? Derrick Henry. I'm not saying Scatterboo is Derrick Henry, the King Henry, because he's a Hall of Famer, but similar big, bulging guy who can break through that line. So that might be interesting on some of our plays for Scatterboo.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But yeah, we need another running back because of the fact that he's gonna probably get nicked up here and there.
Yep. Let me say hello to the other horsemen on Denver Bronco Roundup, my co-host on the Juice, Bobby and Paul. You know him, Paul. Trevor Salzman saying, "What's up, boys?"
Trevor.
Welcome, Bobby, and congrats on being a part of Surge Sports, guys. Well deserved.
Thank
Looking
you.
forward to more content moving forward. Thanks, Trevor.
Thank
We
you.
are
Thanks,
excited
Trevor.
as well, and maybe we'll get Bobby can maybe be a guest on our Juice football show one of these weeks upcoming. It's
Yeah.
a
Let me know.
fun show. We do a lot of different twists on things over there. No pun intended with the Juice there. I got another one from Keith, but with me with the running backs, real quick. I saw John Harbaugh was on the Mike Francesa podcast. I'm not sure what it's called, but I saw they were talking, and John Harbaugh said he has never picked as high as 5 in a draft.
Right.
He fell into the Ravens, and the Ravens were a lower pick. He said at 5 you take the best player available, and Caleb Downs' name was mentioned. But and he said you want to pick what you expect at pick 5 is that player to get a gold jacket one day. So if Jeremiah Love is the best player available, I'm not calling it out of the question for you guys, you Notre Dame fans. There might be a chance that it may happen. So you may hear Paul in Montana, Keith. You may just hear him. If Love is their highest ranked player, I know Caleb Downs is going to be high ranked too, but if Jeremiah Love's the highest ranked player, according to Harbaugh, that's going to be the guy they take. You take the best player available at that number.
Kenny, tell Bobby how I screamed. I did the video
Carter.
and I screamed with
Yeah.
Abdul Carter. I'll scream 5 times as much if they took him.
That's great. That's great.
I think it all depends. Kind of going off of what you're saying. I think as far as draft grades, I think it all depends on where they have Carnell Tate.
Yeah.
We do need a receiver.
Carnell Tate, and it's probably going to be ranked pretty high, and the other kid from Arizona State too. We're going to be doing draft stuff. I can't wait because next week's the combine already, guys. Let me get another one from Keith. I'll start this one with Bobby. It's a good one. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited would you be to hear Jackson Dart to AJ Brown, Bobby?
AJ Brown only works for us if Wan'Dale Robinson leaves because he's going to want the ball. And we already have Malik Neighbors to feed. I'm not saying he would be a great part of our team, a part of our starting lineup, but only if Wan'Dale Robinson is not there, because then he can get a lot of share of those receptions. But then again, AJ. Let me step back a second. We hired John Harbaugh, right? He's 60-something years old, which is telling you they want to win now, right?
Well said.
So I see maybe a 1-year rebuild. I see next year being a potential playoff season, which would be great. We may not go too far, but making that would be tremendous, right? That being said, they want to win now. So I guess I took myself out of my own answer because AJ Brown's a win now, another win now wide receiver that should go to Broncos, Steelers, somebody who wants to win now. Now I'm sure I don't want to say anything because I have a feeling this player is going to be on your free agent list. So I have a name I'm holding back on. Okay. I think you're going to mention him in the next segment.
Okay.
But no, as far as a 1 to 10, I would say I hate this number. I would say 6, 7.
I'm right there with you. I'm going to go to Paul, but I would just love to hear in Philadelphia Dart to Brown for a touchdown in the fourth quarter, just to stick it to the Eagle fans for taking Barkley from us. Give us AJ Brown. Give me a 6, 7, just for that reason only. But no pun intended. But Paul, what's your thoughts on AJ Brown?
AJ Brown, like Bobby said with Tyreek Hill, talent-wise, he's an 8. Malcontent. He cries. He's yelling and screaming at the coaches, at Jalen Hurts. Young, impressionable team. I do not want a guy like this in my wide receiver room. Do not want him at all on my team. I don't care how good that might sound in Philadelphia. Do not want him. Absolutely not.
Funny. Getting roasted, Bobby, from the Bedford Falls crew. They're saying, leave the gun, Bobby. Leave the gun. Take the cannolis.
Wow. They didn't waste time.
They roast. That's the family, Take the. They're having fun.
No worries.
We got one from Trevor. Give me 3 of the Giants' biggest needs this offseason. It'll be interesting to see if Joe Stain sticks around after the draft is over. Bobby, give me one. I'll let Paul give us one, and then I'll do the third one.
Okay, biggest needs, I'm going to say wide receiver is one of them, one of the 3, because Neighbors has come off serious injury. Wan'Dale's a free agent. I don't know if you guys have thought about this. Wan'Dale might end up with the Titans because that's where Daboll is.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say wide receiver is one of the 3 biggest needs. Joe Shane's a very interesting question because he's lost his power, right?
Oh, yeah.
He's lost his power. But I mentioned this as a quasi joke on another show. I think even one of my own shows, or maybe a discussion with somebody else. Get back to high school football, like we were mentioning before. His son's the quarterback of Don Bosco, right? Let's see how much Don Bosco wants to keep his son as quarterback, because maybe he'll do something to make sure he doesn't leave anywhere.
Right.
that'll be a shame he gets fired and there goes their star quarterback, over the summer.
Yeah, they better have somebody waiting in the wings.
Yeah.
But Paul, you got an off-season need. Bobby went wide receiver.
Yeah,
What's
I'll go right where we've been talking about, Kenny. Line, offensive lineman. We've talked about mock draft and who we would want at right tackle. Luminor is a free agent. Van Roten is a older guy that they can possibly re-sign him. But I think that's one of the biggest needs. I mean, the O-line improved. I think they were ranked ninth in the league, which is fantastic. But they still have to improve it. You have your franchise quarterback. You got to keep him upright. So give me a good offensive lineman, maybe with the top pick as well, or free agency.
Love your two picks. I'll go defensive side. I think we need a corner number 2, or eventually our corner number 1 on the opposite side of a debut, whether that's bringing back Cordell Flott or going in the draft or free agency. You got the Cowboys. You got probably gonna have George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. You're gonna have the Commanders with Terry McLaurin and Jaden Daniels, and you're gonna have the Eagles, whether it's AJ Brown and Devontae Smith or Devontae Smith and somebody else. You're still gonna have the Eagles to worry about 6 times throughout the year. I think you need a second corner opposite a debut, because he's one that showed he can't stay healthy too all year. So I'll go that as the other offseason need. Thanks for the question, Trevor. Good question. All right, guys, we're caught up on the questions. Paul, want to continue on with our agenda?
Let me hand it off back to you, and we'll do your Valentine's Day segment.
Yeah, it was Valentine's Day on the 14th, and a little take on words. It's the off season. Free agents. I got a few games listed here, guys, and it's simple. Cupid's arrow. You're going to shoot him with Cupid's arrow. That means you would love him on the Giants as an off season move, or broken arrow. No part of him. So you'll see where I'm going with this. We'll start. Give me a position you want to start with, Bobby. Offense or defense, and give me a position. And I got a couple names for a couple positions.
Well, let's go back to I'm holding back now. Let's go back to the wide receiver.
Okay. I'll give you one. How about Deebo Samuel? We'll start with Deebo Samuel. A little different style of wide receiver that the Giants don't have. I'll tell you right now, his stats last year: 72 receptions, 727 yards, 5 touchdowns. The projected price is going to be $15 million.
I'm going to go broken arrow. Tyrone Tracy is a former wide receiver turned running back. Deebo is a wide receiver who sometimes plays running back.
Mm-hmm.
We already have it.
Fair enough. I like that answer. And I didn't want everything to be Cupid's arrow. So, Paul, I wanted you to pick a position. We'll just do this. You get to pick a position, and I'll give you a name.
All right. Let's go cornerback.
Corner?
Uh-huh.
Cordell Flott. Asking price is going to be about $9 million.
I'll take Cupid's arrow. He came up and had a pretty strong year last year. I think unless he just is total outrageous with his salary, then I think Cupid's arrow.
I'm going to agree. I would like to get him maybe in the 7 or 8 range, maybe not 9 million for 1 year of having a decent year. That's a little high maybe, but I like that. Bobby, back to you. I do have more wide receivers. You can go wide receiver, yeah.
Let's go linebacker, because I think it's pretty obvious and almost inevitable that we got to release Bobby Okereke because of his salary, and we're not that big in salary cap yet for next season. So linebacker.
I wrote 2 names down. I'll give you the They're very close to each other. The ages is similar. I'll give you both of them. I'll give you both of them. Alex Anzalone from Detroit, 31 years old. Asking price going to be about 7 million. He was injured a little bit last year. He had 52 tackles, 2.5 sacks, and an interception. And speaking of injuries, Matt Milano, 31 years old, Buffalo Bills. Asking price going to be about 5 million for him. 3.5 sacks last year, forced fumble.
Milano, you're gonna have the Joe Shane effect because he probably drafted him, right? Or
probably
maybe
was part of it, yeah.
we're in that process. Anzalone, Italian in New York, New Jersey. Why not?
Yeah. Sharon, who's a Buffalo Bills fan, saying keep him. Matt Milano, he's hurt a lot. So, all right.
Oh, by the way, all those wide receivers we mentioned earlier, Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown. I was talking to one of my guys here is a big Giants fan, and his older brother, is a Buffalo Bills fan, lives up in Buffalo. I said AJ Brown has to go to Buffalo. They got talk about win now teams.
Yeah, that's a good
AJ
move.
Brown, if he's going to be traded to anybody, it's got to be Buffalo.
That's a good move. Jody wants to throw in Devin Bush as a linebacker name. Is there a Cupid arrow, broken arrow for him? Go ahead, Paul. I'll give you that, and then I'll give you
broken arrow.
Yeah, I tell you, out of the three, Anzalone, I've watched him with Detroit. He's all over the field. I think he'd be an upgrade. And $6 or $7 million. We'll say 7 because that's what the projected salary was. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Kenny, do you have the other Devin on your list?
Oh, Devin Lloyd?
Devin Lloyd, yeah.
Yeah, his asking price, I didn't put him on the list because his asking price, not his asking price, projected was about 20 million.
Yeah. I had him on my fantasy team this year, and he played very well for me.
Yeah, I mean,
you're right. He's on the upper side now. So
yeah, he's really good. He's really good. All right, so linebackers are out. Paul, corners are out. What position you want?
Give me another wide receiver. There's one guy that's becoming a free agent that I'm interested in.
Okay. Yeah, and if I don't have the name on here, then definitely could definitely bring it up for sure. But I'm going to throw Mike Evans at you.
That's who I was thinking of.
Okay, I have a feeling you were thinking of him. Paul and I share the same brain sometimes, Bobby. So you will be like, "Wow, you guys are crazy," because we do think alike in other ways.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, injury last year, Paul, just 30 receptions, 368, 3 touchdowns. Was injured a part of last year.
Right.
Range for him is going to be about 13 million.
Who's the name again?
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans. I would, without a doubt, Cupid's arrow. He's the kind of guy you bring him in. Hopefully, a guy like Malik would absorb and be like a sponge to what Mike Evans has done in probably a future Hall of Famer in his career. And he would be the kind of guy I want to bring in for this team. A veteran, a guy who's been around, has played with some pretty good quarterbacks, and can certainly utilize his experience to help the Giant receivers. And the thing is, with him as the second receiver, or even the third receiver, because to me, I hope and pray that the Giants re-sign Wan'Dale, he would make the perfect complement as a third receiver, not needing the ball 80, 90 times anymore. But, you get to him 50, 60 balls. That's going to be perfect for a guy like that. So, yeah, Cupid's arrow all the way with Mike Evans.
I love it, Paul, because we don't have that. We don't have that tall wide receiver neither. With his size, throw the ball up and let him beat those 5'11" corners, and let Dart just throw it up. That's a great one, Paul. I love it. Bobby, I'll get another one. We could do another couple on these, and then we got about 10 minutes left in the show, so we can wrap up with some final thoughts after that. But we could do a couple more rounds here.
Yeah. More. You still have any more receivers?
Oh yeah. I'll do a 2-4 for you. Wan'Dale Robinson, 92 catches, 1,014 yards, 4 touchdowns, breakout season. Projected to get around 17 million next year. Or another guy who could put it in the slot. I can throw Rashid Shaheed in there. He's projected around 14 million. I forgot to write his stats down, but speedster.
Early on, I see Rashid staying in Seattle. He helped them win a Super Bowl, but he wasn't used properly. I don't think. Wandale, I think is good. I think Titans have a lot of money to spend,
Yeah, they do.
and I think he's going to want to go make some money and go over to Dable. Now, can I throw a name? Can I throw a name back at you?
Yeah.
Two names. I got two names. Same team. Alec Pierce,
Mm-hmm.
because he's a speedster we need, right? And record breaking. I mean, he has the most yards per catch in the past couple of years in the NFL, right? He's a free agent. What about a trade for Michael Pittman, who, if I'm not mistaken, is a bigger receiver that we're missing? Like, I think he has some size to him. I could be wrong. I could be at my
Pittman is a taller wide receiver. Yeah.
And we kind of need that.
I love Alec Pierce until I saw how much he's going to be probably getting this year. He's over 20 million a year. 24 million.
Wow.
Is the projected on PFF, the spot track. They're projecting at 24 million, 47 catches, 1,003 yards. Like Bobby said, that the yards per catch is incredible. And he had Daniel Jones throwing him the ball, and Daniel Jones wasn't the best, deep ball thrower, and so he was getting yards after the catch. It looks like, but that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I do like Alec Pierce though a lot. Michael Pittman, I would not be against a trade for like a 3rd-round pick. Yeah, I would take Michael
There are
Pittman.
2 teams you want to look at. They have it seems like right now they have a plethora of wide receivers and excess. The Colts, because Pittman after a while there between Pierce and Josh Downs, because I had Pittman on my fantasy team, he did nothing second half of the season.
Right. It was
we know how
more,
talented
it was
he is.
Pierce and Downs.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got talent.
Another team you want to look at also is the Green Bay Packers. What do they have? 6, 7 starting receivers on that team? You can't keep them all.
Can't. No, you're right. No, I like it, Bobby, and it's going to be tough with the money. Paul, I'll end with you. I got some tight ends. I'll give you 3 tight ends. Give me 1 Cupid's arrow for these 3. We'll have a little fun on this. I didn't write Njoku down, so we can add Njoku. So 4. I'll give you 4, Paul. I'm going to put you on the spot. David Njoku, the New Jersey guy. Isaiah Likely, 27 catches. Don't let his numbers fool you. He was blocked behind Mark Andrews. 27 catches, 307 yards, 1 touchdown. He's going to demand about $9 million. Daniel Bellinger, bring him back, about $2.5 million. 19 catches, 286 yards. Or how about a guy in Philadelphia, Dallas Goedert? Going to be projected salary around $6 million. 60 catches, 591 yards, and 6 touchdowns last year.
I'm bringing if I'm sending my arrow straight to Dallas Goedert's heart. I love his game. He's tough in the red zone. Take him away from the Eagles, and I would love to bring in that guy. He did perfect. Another good third down possession receiver. Not much speed anymore, but hey, you bring him in at tight end, I think he elevates that tight end room. So yeah, I'm shooting my arrow straight to Dallas Goedert.
And I was shocked at the money, $6 million. That's nothing, guys. When you're talking.
No.
I'm with you, Paul. Like again, same, sharing the same brain. That's the one guy I would take from Philly. Let them send AJ Brown somewhere else. Get signed Dallas Goedert. It seems like the type of tight end that John Harbaugh always had too. Doesn't he remind you like Mark Andrews, like those type of tight ends that he likes? I like it. Any other names you guys want to bring up? Offensive line, Tyler Lindenbaum, 17 million average. It's what he's going to be getting. I think we can. That he's gonna. I think Harbaugh is gonna bring over at least one or two Ravens, and the question is who.
See, here's the thing with Likely and Mark Andrews. Don't forget, this time last year, all we read about was the Ravens want to get rid of Mark Andrews, the bad drops, the way he underperformed in the postseason. He's getting too old. He's done. Likely is the next successor, but Likely didn't play that much this year.
Mm-hmm.
And Andrews got back into the good graces. He got a contract extension.
I was just going to say
something's missing there.
Yeah.
So Likely would be, I think Likely, out of all those mentioned, even including Njoku, Likely would be your building block tight end. And let's not forget, Kyle Pitts might be available too, and you might be able to get him for a smaller average salary because he's just now had that one breakout season that we expected three years ago.
Yeah.
And who knows if that's just a one-time, one-hit wonder, or is this the new Kyle Pitts? But yeah, I would love Likely as our building block starting tight end, and with Johnson and Bellinger as the 2 and 3, and if you can't get Likely, Njoku.
Love it. Guys, I'm looking at the clock. We get some final thoughts in. I do want to ask Bobby one rapid fire question. And Bobby, you're more than welcome anytime. Again, Bobby Blackjack Lorente, Surge Sports and TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, YouTube channel. Like, subscribe. We're going to be part of the Surge Sports, all of our shows that are on the K&K Sports Show schedule. You'll see us on Surge Sports as well.
I forgot to mention also, Kenny, I forgot to mention, the easiest way to watch us, go to thesurgetv.com, which is our homepage, and whatever you're going to see on any of those channels is also right there on our website.
Nice. My rapid fire question for you, because I know we'll have you back on, but
of course,
we haven't had this discussion with you. With the number 5 pick in the 2026 draft, the New York Giants select.
I think it's gonna be Cardinal Tate.
I would be happy with that.
Hey guys, can I ask you a question? One quick question back.
Yeah.
While it's so relevant. About a month ago in the season, maybe a little bit less than that, we were in position to be the number 1 draft pick, right? Overall. If we were to get that number 1 draft pick, who would you rather have as our quarterback, Dart or Mendoza?
Dart.
We had that discussion.
Yeah.
Dart,
100%. The ceiling's so much higher for Dart than Mendoza, in my opinion. The Mendoza,
it would make sense
the
for the Giants to
low.
screw everything up and even have that possibility. Because at that point, right? Because at that point, if we were number 1 and Jets were 2, if we said no to Mendoza, Jets would have been salivating. And then here you're going to have, for the next 10, 12 years, Dart versus Mendoza, in the same city, in the same stadium, and we're going to see live how that plays out. But I'm just glad we avoided it. But I just want to know your opinion on that.
Oh, no, definitely Dart for me. I like Jackson Dart a lot.
Yeah.
I think we got our guy.
Without a doubt.
Harbaugh wouldn't have come here if he didn't think that. And that's my opinion on John Harbaugh. Like you just said, Bobby, a few minutes ago, he's in his 60s. It's win now. There's no reason why this team can't be the New England Patriots, next year, with the second-year quarterback and a young, hungry team with some veteran presence. And
the bad schedule, right?
And the head coach, and the schedule's a little better this year. Let's get some final thoughts in. Bobby, why don't you give us some final thoughts and, one more mention, Surge Sports, please.
Yeah, again, welcome aboard, guys. Like I said, either on the camera or off the camera, I'm going to help you guys with the show any way I can, whether it be guests or information or just, breaking news. Something happens, you want to do a rapid fire recording of something, Let's do it. Let's do it. So yeah, welcome aboard. I think we're entering an exciting time. For me personally, for both of my teams, the Giants are going to do a fast but efficient rebuild. Steelers are going to, if they get Rodgers back with Mike McCarthy, I think they're going to be, they're going to keep that level they're at and maybe go higher, while the Giants are already on the bottom and nowhere to go but up. And it's going to be a fun team to watch. And thank God I'm not a Jet fan. That's all.
Got a whoa, Bobby from Nicole. Nicole saying hi, Bobby.
Yeah.
Nicole Gizzy.
Gister, where are you? Where you been?
Paul, final thoughts.
What can I say, Bobby? It's great. Thank you so much for this marriage. We love it. It's great to see you tonight. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Kenny. Quick hitter question. If the Giants played the Steelers in the Super Bowl, who are you rooting for, Bobby?
I had this happen once to me, and it wasn't even on the same level. Paul's not going to like this, but way back in 92, 93, oh, my key is near me. As a Yankee fan, I decided, you know what? Let me root for a team from its inception. Just see how, just not be a fervent diehard fan like I am for Notre Dame or Steelers or Giants or Yankees. But a team I can keep my eye on, and if they have some success, I'll root for them. That would be the Florida Marlins or the Miami Marlins. So, yes, I took a lot of slack the one year when the Marlins beat the Yankees in the World Series.
Right.
And I'm not even, again, Giants, Steelers are right there for me. Yankees, Marlins are like this. But, I kept quiet and, so if the Giants played the Steelers, I don't know. Tough one.
Well, let's hope it happens.
Let's hope it happens.
And Bobby
The
has
Giants
Giants
have 4, right?
Yes.
Giants have 4. So if they won, they'll be their 5th. Steelers have 6.
Yeah.
If they win, they would tie the Patriots, right?
Yep.
Right.
I don't know. It's a tough question.
You better say Giants. It's a Giants show.
I'm
saying. We want viewers. No,
I don't want to put you on the spot.
I'm kidding. No, great show, guys. Appreciate all the audience with the questions. Keith, Trevor, our friends from Nicole and Jody and Sharon all over the country coming in saying hello. Michael Ronquillo at the beginning of the show, everybody's friend Michael Ronquillo out there in Arizona. Appreciate you all. We'll be back next week. Again, Surge Sports TV and Entertainment. Surge, go check out the on the Roku or Fire Stick. Click on that channel. We'll be on there numerous times throughout the week. Not just New York Football Giants talk, but some of the other shows on the K&K Sports Show side. So, and everything else Bobby's gotten going. And by the way, if you like basketball, college basketball, Bobby does a lot of Seton Hall. There's shows and he does some games. So men's and women's, Seton Hall, Big East basketball.
Both teams are heading for the postseason, but not really want to go, which is a shame. But we'll see. That could change the next couple of weeks. Big
game. Mr. Valenti's going to be at that game, Bobby. He got tickets from a friend.
Which one?
The St. John's Seton Hall one coming up.
Oh, yeah, the good old 9 o'clock game on a Friday night.
Yep, and he's going to be on the third row where the players come out. I guess the opposing team where St. John's comes out, or they both come out the same tunnel.
I'm usually under the basket.
So give him a holler. He'll be there. Bobby, thank you so much. Can't wait to do this again next week, and we'll see everybody next week.
Hey, Kenny, one more thing.
Yeah,
we got to set up maybe as it gets to the doldrums of football season. I want to have a nice, healthy debate between with the 3 of us and Scoops, because me and Scoops we butt heads a lot on our chat and everything. So I want to go head to head with Scoops live on the show.
Have a good night.